part, I am going to show the complete royalty feature in the franchisee management module, starting from automatic royalty generation through schedule action and ending with a final royalty flow. This feature is very important because the royalty is one of the main financial process in the franchisee management. It helps the company to calculate what the franchisee needs to pay for a specific business period, review it properly, create the invoice, and then monitor payment status. Let's start with the automatic generation part. In this module, royalty records do not need to be created manually in the normal process. The system includes a schedule action called generate monthly royalties. This schedule action runs automatically every month. When it runs, the system checks all active franchisee units and generates a royalty record for the previous month. So this means the royalty process is a period based and happens automatically for an active operational unit. Before creating the royalty, the system checks whether a royalty record for the same unit and same period already exists. If it is already exists, the system does not create a duplicate. This is very important because it prevents the duplicate royalty record for the same outlet and same period. The system also checks whether a valid royalty rule is available for the unit franchisee plan. If no active royalty rule is found, the system does not create the royalty. Instead, it creates an active reminder asking the responsible person to configure the royalty rule first. So now let's check how it works. Right now I run it manually. Once I run it, here you can see that one reminder is created, that is royalty rule missing, because I have one franchisee application in which I doesn't select any franchisee plan. It means the royalty rule is not available for this franchisee. That's why it doesn't create a royalty record and give the activity records. Here I select the franchisee plan. I have one royalty rules for this plan. So now when I click on this run manually button or when the schedule action run, it creates the royalty records for this franchisee. Even once I click on this again, it doesn't create the duplicate. Here you can check that I reload the page, but it does not create the duplicate royalty records. If the rule is available, the system creates the royalty record automatically. At the time of creation, it fills important details like franchisee, franchisee unit, royalty rule, period start, period end, and due date. The due date is automatically set based on the configured flow for that record. At this stage, the royalty is created in the draft state and the sales amount start from 0 until the actual sale value is entered. The system also runs the calculate action automatically and posts a message that the monthly royalty has been generated. At the same time, the franchisee is notified that a royalty record has been created for that period. We notify a franchisee by email when the royalty record is generated. Now let's move to the form view of the royalty record. At the top, we can see the basic information such as a franchisee, franchisee unit, royalty rule, period start date and due date. We also see the payment side including the invoice, payment state, disputed flag, overdue days, company and currency. Then we have the calculation section. Here the royalty can be built using the configured value like sales amount, royalty percentage, fixed fee, marketing fee, technology fee, adjustment amount, discount amount, penalty amount and the final amount. Now let's understand the calculate button. The calculate button is used to refresh the royalty values from the selected royalty rule. It brings the configured royalty percentage, fixed royalty amount, marketing fee, technology fee into the record again. This is useful if the rule has changed or if the user wants to recalculate using the selected rule setup. After the sale amount and any adjusts are updated, the internal team can move the royalty to the next step. The first workflow of the step is a finance review. When user click the finance review, the royalty moves from a draft to review stage. This means the record is now under a finance checking before the final approval. If a discount is entered, the module also applies the approval control. The discount approval state can be not required pending approval, approved or rejected. If a discount amount is entered, the royalty cannot move to a final approval unless a franchisee manager approves that discount. So this adds an extra control for a real business use. The franchisee manager can use approve discount or reject discount depending on the case. Let's enter the discount amount. So here you can see that two more button is visible, approve discount and rejected discount. Once finance review is complete and any required discount approval is done, the user click approve. This means the royalty into approved state. At this stage, the royalty amount is confirmed and ready for a invoice generation. Next, the user click create invoice. The system creates the customer invoice for that royalty record. It uses the billing partner of the franchisee and the configured royalty income account from the royalty rule or franchisee plan. After invoice creation, the royalty state becomes invoiced. Now let's understand the payment tracking side. In this module, there is a separate payment state that helps to track the financial condition of the royalty. The payment state can be draft, under review, invoice, paid, overdue or dispute. If the invoice is created but not yet paid, the royalty shows as an invoice. If the invoice gets fully paid, the payment state becomes a paid automatically. Let's pay this invoice. If the due date passes and the invoice is still unpaid, the payment state becomes overdue and the system also calculates overdue days as we can see in previously. The module also has another schedule action called a royalty overdue reminder. This runs daily and checks for overdue royalty invoice. If a royalty is overdue, the system creates a reminder activity for the responsible internal user, so follow-up can happen on a time. There is also a dispute button. If the royalty amount is challenged or there is some issue with the calculation, The user can mark it as a dispute, but once the invoice is paid, user cannot mark it as a dispute. So if we look at the complete operational flow, it works like this. First, the monthly schedule action automatically creates a royalty record for active unit. Then the internal team updates the sales amount if needed and use the calculate to refresh the rule-based value. After that, the royalty goes for a finance review. If there is any discount, manager approval is required, then the royalty is approved. After approval, the invoice is created, then payment is tracked through invoice paid, overdue or dispute state. And if the payment becomes overdue, the daily reminder schedule action create a follow-up activity automatically. In simple words, this feature allows the company to generate a royalty record automatically every month, review them properly, create an invoice in the controlled way, and track a payment until final closure. So that was the complete royalty feature. It automates the monthly royalty generation, prevents a duplicate record, support a financial review and discount approval, create an invoice, track a payment status, and help the business to manage a franchisee royalty collection in a structured and reliable way.